Just pounding on the Lakers here. Burn. Yeah, he just had him to the boat. Just burned 50 feet of line off on me. Oh! It looked like a bass. Go get him! Get him, Tiny! Get him! Pitch him up! Pitch him up! Oh, he just... the double up top. That is the coolest fish in the trip. The planer board, fish flash, spin fish. That's awesome. There's a new species, the spin fish and the fish flash. Oh my God. Yeah. So this episode here at Fort Peck, Montana, we wanted to really dial in the lake trout. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I really love to fish for lake trout. You know, I fished them all over the country, all over Canada, and they're one of those fish for me that I just love chasing them. They're always pretty hard to catch, but once you figure out a pattern, it's usually game on. When we came up here the first time, we were coming here to chase Lakers, Louie and I, and we caught one lake trout. I mean, we got our butts kicked. So we were hoping for some sweet redemption. Lake trout are finicky. You know, you can try a lot of different things. I have a ton of different tricks for lake trout at this point in my life. And I got my Uncle Rod here with me, him and I learned lake trout fishing together, 30 years ago. So I feel like we got the right things in our corner to make this happen, but you still never know. Beautiful day, so it's calming down a little bit. Getting to be about the time that lake trout get active, so we're gonna just kind of target those and maybe even the salmon. We'll see what happens. We had some really good success with the fish flash with a 2.5 spin fish behind it. We're putting tuna in the spin fish. The white colors seem to be doing the trick, and that's what we're gonna start with. It's a nice Laker. Not like we didn't catch him. So what we're doing here, this is a very up and down place. Like the contour is so hard to follow. You can see the ledges and stuff, but so what happens is I call out the numbers, 60 feet. Louie drops down. I tell him when there's a fish. When there's a fish, he drops in, and then most of the time, if that lake trout's in the right spot, he hooks them up. So it's a team operation. So we're watching the contour, calling out the depths, and then Rod and Louie are on the back constantly adjusting the downriggers, constantly adjusting the cannons, until they're in the right zone. And we figured out with the fish flash and the spin fish, we can be about 4 or 5 feet right off the bottom, and that's where those fish are eating. He's unstoppable.
You can't keep him off. started reeling mine up.
Well, we had 2 of those. Unfortunately, we only have.
You know what? I won't say nothing about the guy that's catching fish that lost the other one.
I'll change plugs.
You can't.
I'll change.
You can't say I'm not going to say nothing, but then actually.
I'll
say
change
something.
colors of fish and show them that it has nothing to do with the color of the fish.
It's that big.
You can have the. You can have the.
No.
No, you can have the spin fish. You can have the spin fish.
Look.
You can't have the foo-foo plug.
Same size.
You can't have the foo-foo plug, but you can have the spin fish.
Yeah, no, that's like the that mark, right? Like the mark looked like such a big fish.
Oh, that was fat. Look at that. Look at the gut on that thing.
Come on, digging, get digging.
Going over there. Let's have a real.
You guys are like within what 8 feet of each other though, and there's 4 fish flash and 1 rooster troll there's 4 fish flash and 1 rooster troll within like 10 feet of each other. I mean, it's just like a disco ball down there. Those fish are coming from everywhere. Oh. We're working, right? Like we're filming a fishing show, and there are just certain things that we have to get done, and we got to fish a certain way. And Rod is just obsessed with jigging for lake trout. He loves it. He loves the jig for lake trout. I think I came up with a way to get Rod his lake trout on a jig. It's a little unconventional, but I think it's gonna work. If you're a fan of the show, you know I like to do stupid things. So these fish, these big lake trout, are coming to the fish flash. These fish flash, you can see them on the fish finder. Every time one of these fish flash gets close, they just come right to it. So we wanted to catch them on hookup baits. So what we did is we hooked the release right on the back of the fish flash, and then the hookup bait about 6 or 8 feet behind that, hooked really lightly. And we're moving about a mile an hour. As soon as we see a mark, they start coming to that. We pop these loose and they swim down. As soon as those hookup baits swim down, boom. He is falling it.
Holy shit.
Look at this, you can see the jigs right there. Boom, boom. The hookup baits. He's on it. Somebody pulled it away
Is that
from
you
him.
going to the bottom?
Yeah,
Louis?
No,
Who's going to the bottom?
The fish went down and got away from it.
Okay, good, that's perfect.
If he starts following, I should have reeled it away from him. But as soon as I unhooked it, I started reeling.
Nice, and it just came and ate it.
Yep.
Yes, the love when a plan comes together.
You gotta go. Look at that, Louis. That's what I'm talking about. Look
Just
at that.
taking line. Look at that.
I think I had a bump. Too.
Hookup
Yeah.
baits. Rod, Louis, oh no, that's Rod's fish.
On the way up, I think I had a bump.
Yeah, they chase it. That's how you get them. The
They
cat
came
mountain.
right to the fish flash too. You can see them on the fish finder. As soon as they came up, they just came right to the fish flash.
Yep.
Look at the water, it's all murky here.
Good plan.
Like we're in a murky.
Before I was just letting it sink and they just ignore it. But it's the cat and mouse thing with the Lakers. You got to try to pull it away from them, then they chase it and grab it. He's just tearing me up.
Wow, what a difference in size.
Here comes the bubbles. See, they have an ability to burp. Most fish don't. Oh, that's a nice one.
Oh, it's a big one. That's a big one. That's the biggest
He's
Laker
doing the
we've
old
caught.
roll.
Yeah, he's wrapped up.
Yeah, that's a big one. He's doing the old lake trout roll. Might need a heavier leader.
Yeah, be careful.
This is a 15-pounder.
Yeah, that's a big fish.
There it is.
Woo! Yes!
First fish of the trip for me.
Just chomp the hook up. Chartreuse. Look at his nub. Oh, what a fish, huh? Look at that big old donkeysaurus.
Beauty.
Fort Peck is known for giant smallies also. We decided to go, let's go catch some smallmouth. We bump into this bay and we actually see some carp up on the banks spawning. So we kind of go in to check it out. Rod throws out a pop-R topwater and just starts railing them. And then it's game on. We've got topwater going everywhere.
These Okuma SST spinning rods are my favorite of all time. Way better than Loomis. Damn it. Mr. Quiet.
No, I'm not Mr. Quiet. You were just taking up all the show. Got a nice bass, looks like.
Pretty good.
I got a little bass too on a little bombardier.
Look at, they just ate it right next to the boat. There's 3 of them right there.
Yeah, they're all
Just ate it right next to the boat. Oh!
Oh, that was nice.
The double on top.
Oh man, this one's gonna be hard to finish.
You want a net?
Maybe, yeah. He's big. Oh my God, he's a giant.
Is he huge?
4.5, 5 pounds.
That thing.
Yeah. Sorry, old man or old lady. It's 4 pounder. Biggest one yet.
Yeah. Spawning. Look at him. There's one thing about bringing hunting dogs with you in the boat. If they see something on shore that's flopping around, they're gonna want to go retrieve it. Go ahead, go get him. Go get him. Get him, Tiny. Get him. Get him. Get him, Tiny. Get him. Fetch him up. Fetch him up. Get him.
Look at she's like, what the hell?
Where'd he go?
Look at him right here in front of us.
Look at him. Go, girls.
There it is. Right over there. Hey.
And they did. It's fun to have the dogs in the boat. You know, they're excited. They're watching the planer boards and they see these carp going off and they just, boom, I give them the signs, they go get them. They both bail off the front of the boat. They swim over there, running down the bank. They almost got themselves a big old carp retrieved. We got Rod and Louie kind of back in the workstation, and I'm up front working the electronics, keeping everything on task. And those guys in the back, I'm fully confident they can run all the gear all the time. I know things are running right. I know things are getting taken care of where they need to be, and all I have to do is keep them in the strike zone on the fish. Yeah, gold comes through in a pinch. Not really a pinch. Feel good? How it feel? Like a Laker?
Yeah, he doesn't feel like a giant, but it's kind of hard to tell. Might be one of those 10, 12 pounders.
Yeah.
Nice fish. Big guts on them, man. They're fatter than they're long. Big girth on them.
Oh my God. Had them up about twice and just took them right back down to the bottom. That's one of the cool things about catching Lakers in somewhat shallow conditions. You know, that fish was in 50 feet of water. They just fight and fight and fight. Hat on.
Yeah. Almost net ready. Oh, 15 pounds, 14, 15. Hook already came out.
Back down.
Much bigger than that other one that I caught yesterday.
Okay, buddy. See you, partner. Catching lake trout with a fish flash and a spin fish. Now, one of the things we've done here is we went with a medium size fish flash. We haven't seemed to notice too big a difference on the color. We've been going with the big chromers, using a chartreuse one once in a while. But what we have done is we've downsized the spin fish a little bit. We're actually using a 2.5 spin fish on these. I think it's what these fish are keyed into size-wise. They're eating Cisco. For whatever reason, the 2.5 version is what's getting them. Now we're putting a little bit of tuna in there. We're putting some worm in there. All you gotta do is just pack this in with whatever bait you're using, a little scent, put it back together. The stock hooks and leader have been working great. Now what we're doing is we're running this setup back behind the downrigger about 50 feet. We're watching the fish finder. We're going in and out of the bumps. As soon as we see a mark, we drop all of our gear down to keep it at 5 feet off the bottom. Now once that gear is 5 feet off the bottom, we run it. And we're catching almost all these marks, which is crazy. We've got one on this side that's the same size fish flash, but it's a rainbow trout color that's doing really good. And the color on this size has been the gold with the orange back to it. Now, one of the important things about this whole setup is you want a long, medium action rod. That's what we got here. Long, medium action allows you to have a lot of that slack picked up right away as soon as you go to set the hook. I like a nice low profile line counter reel, so we know what we're doing. Braided line down to a fluorocarbon leader, and that's basically it. Just pounding on the Lakers here. Super aggressive and fun way to fish for these fish. There's a lot of pinnacles that run out in this lake, and so if you've got a couple guys that know how to run downriggers, you can just follow those contours, or you can put the cannons on bottom track and just follow that contour up and down, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. And look at that. I mean, the Laker fight, I mean, come on. Look at that thing. He just burned, look at that. He just had him to the boat. Just burned 50 feet of line off on me. And here we go. Oh, yeah, just a little teener. A little teeny tiner guy. He's not even worth netting.
He's fought above his weight.
Man, he outkicked his coverage. Look at that.
Who's got the...
Well, I'm smaller than average size, but you know what? We're getting them.
There's a fish right there. Yep, you're on him.
Yep.
Now, come here.
You caught that thing suspended at 30 feet. Now, what the hell is this gonna be? Laker?
Yeah, it's gotta be a Laker.
Suspended 30 feet, 70 feet of water, 30 feet deep on the downrigger. But pull this one in.
Probably should.
Okay.
It's heavy. It's taking a lot. I got a weight on there. I was probably down 20 at least.
Oh, were you? Ooh. Oh, that's a spin fish.
Yeah,
That's that big spin fish.
Yeah, it's a big spin fish.
That's interesting.
Feel like a salmon the way he's.
Nah, look, I'm sure pretty sure it's a Laker. The way he's fighting, no, you gotta wait too. That's right.
Yeah. That was aggressive right there.
Yeah.
Could be a salmon.
Yeah. It's all the right makings for a salmon, really. Suspended.
Really jerking.
There you go.
Really jerking. It's not like a Laker feel. It's not. It doesn't feel like a Laker. I don't know what it is, but when he decides to go, it's really
I can
aggressive.
see why. It's a big fish. I can see that. Big fish, big Laker, I think. Yep, it's the big old. Wow. The catfish. The catfish. A suspended.
That's awesome.
Giant
Get it.
channel cat.
Net it.
What the? There's a new species of the spin fish and the fish flash. Oh my God.
That one.
Yeah.
That's a
yeah,
catfish.
Had a worm on it.
Catfish.
Another worm.
That's a
What
big.
the hell?
Wait a minute.
That
That's
thing's like a
big
20-pound channel cat.
I love
That's the best fish of the trip. That's like species number 7. Oh my God, look at that thing. That thing's 20 pounds. Fish flash, spin fish for the win on the channel cats.
Hey,
Suspended.
he's really good.
Fish flash and bombers, fish flash and spin fish. And you get a big fish take one of those down, and it really could be anything except a catfish. Could it be a catfish? 60 feet of water, balls of Cisco everywhere. It's a catfish. A 20-pound freaking channel cat. Probably one of the coolest fish of the trip.
The last
Planer
thing you'd
board,
expect.
fish flash, spin fish, a 4.0 spin fish, suspended in 60 feet of water, down 20 feet, eating bait. You tell me that catfish aren't predators? I'll tell you, you're a liar.
That's the biggest catfish I've ever caught.
It's freaking massive.
I've caught a bunch of big ones, but that's a good one.
Got it? Got it, Ron?
Yep.
What else we got? There you go. That is freaking awesome.
Nice cat. Boy, look at the proportions too. That guy is.
Here, hold him out just a little.
That's a real fish there.
Yeah. We just really wanted to figure out the lake trout, and we did. Me and Rod and Louie just started putting stuff together, and it all just come together. We had a ton of big Lakers here, and we found a spot, kind of by happenstance, but we found a spot that had some bigger lake trout in it. We caught them on jigs, we caught them on tailspin jigs, and we caught them on spin fish and fish flash. And the trolling for them was deadly. I mean, we could have caught as many as we wanted, and a lot of big fish. So we just had a great time with the giant catfish. Not expecting that one. That's pretty cool.